Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough of Paradise Killer. Last time we went exploring further in the island and found a space helmet worn by Lydia Daybreak, and it was basically hidden. It was on a boat hidden underneath some cargo. We also went back to the graveyard area past the ziggurat and found basically we had uncovered an extra upgrade for Starlight previously, and that allowed us to hack into one of the systems, the Cosmos systems, and we found a vial of Grace Bloodlines, who was the victim of Henry Division, the person that Henry killed while he was possessed 10 years ago. And then One Last Kiss appears, character named One Last Kiss, who confirms that she was Grace Bloodlines. And she dropped a whole lot of bombshells on us. Basically saying, like, Akiko, was out of the room when she was trying to exorcise the demon out of Henry Division. Grace Bloodlines was the exorcist. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. She was the island's exorcist. Because demons, are always around. So, while she was performing the exorcism, she was basically in a meditative state. Akiko left the room, and Henry Division got loose and managed to kill her. He also apparently killed his mother, Rena Division, which Akiko did not mention in any of her reports. She also basically says that Dr. Doom Jazz is partially responsible as well. Witness to the End has some stuff to do with it. Whole lot of crazy stuff.
Paradise Killer.
So we just turned up a whole bunch of leads. Oh, man. Okay, so we got a bunch of people we need to talk to. And we still need to go to the fucking... What was it? Like some kind of warehouses to find another upgrade for Starlight. Yeah, we're in the Syndicate graveyard now. Oh, lordy. Okay, what could I smash it with, though? Oh, that's the wrong button. So many leads. Look at all these goddamn leads. Oh, man. Okay, so let's get down there. There's an item over there.
Relic obtained.
14th Island Sequence. Celebration! Our worship reinvigorated one of our beloved rulers. Lost Pain awoke from slumber on the dark side of the moon. Well, that's just awesome. There's another item down there. Wow, that's very down there. Oh my god, how am I even gonna make that? Okay, at the very least it's a blood diamond, so even if I don't get it, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, buddy.
Those crystals obtained.
I thought that was something. Alright. So I think Dr. Doom Jazz is around here, yeah. Oh, we're back here. Sorry, I'm just looking around. Let's see if there's anything around here. We never really checked.
Crystal obtained.
I think Dr. Doom Jazz is this way anyway, yeah. Oh my god. Huh. What is that? That's creepy, man. No clouds. I guess there are clouds. Weird. Doom Jazz's yacht. So we still have to find a way in.
Is this a fact or a truth? I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, we've already looked at this. But how do we actually enter his clinic? Alright. Dr. Doom Jazz.
Dr. Doom Jazz.
Let's hang out a bit. Got a sec, Doc? How's the investigation going? Got a bad guy yet? I think I've got some handcuffs somewhere around here if you need them. How many people have you used them on?
Fabulous!
Only a few special
I
ones.
don't like this.
Still not settled down then? Not that kind of guy. Too much experience. I'm gonna go with skeptic. Nah, not skeptical. Probably cynical. It's not that I don't believe the guy. Who haven't you experienced?
This is bad.
I don't kiss and tell. You replaced your arms. Nice topic change. An updated model by MHI. They have improved haptics in the fingers. Strictly for medical purposes, I'm sure. Want to test them? You know, I've been flirty with this guy. Ugh, excuse me. I've been flirty with this guy in the past. I'm going to start being a little dismissive. Not especially. I'm trying to solve a mass murder. Let me know if you change your mind. Goodbye, Doc.
Indeed.
I'm enraptured by your loved eyes. Besotted. Enthralled.
Got it.
Where's this going? I understand the key to your heart is information. You desire the unknown. You desire to know about people.
You've got this wrong.
Maybe there's something I can help you with. Okay, again? Something you want to tell me?
That's not nice.
Kiko's in trouble. She's been mixing business and pleasure. The council found out. They're planning on stripping her of authority on the next island. Really?
What the hell?
Council member Ais Kiwami told Doom Jazz that the council intend to strip Akiko of her authority on the next island. They discover her illicit affairs with her marshals. Really? Doom Jazz told Akiko. Did Akiko kill to protect herself? Mixing business and pleasure?
The island is about to end.
I'm not giving the details out.
Crime cannot hide.
Ugh. And who told you?
I had nothing to do with this.
Ais Kiwami, a while before he died. He gets loose-lipped after a drink.
Oh,
And who told Akiko?
My favorite investigator.
I get loose-lipped around a woman in power. Power armor. Thank you, Doctor. Okay. So, your alibi. That door to the back of your clinic.
What?
What about it?
why?
Why is it broken? You know I need to investigate this.
Lady Love dies.
You of all people should know why I can't have that door logging who goes in and out.
Oh,
So you admit you tampered with it. I didn't tamper with it. I gave the D2 caster machine in my clinic a little too much juice, and it tripped fuses all over. When it rebooted, that system failed. And you chose not to get it fixed?
I had nothing to do
Sure,
with this.
but it's because I entertain guests, not because I wanted to murder the council.
Got it.
I'll make a note. Okay. You examined Grace's bloodlines when Henry killed her, right, Doc? A nasty one for sure.
The investigator is here.
Was there anything odd about the scene or the victim?
How?
You mean odd for a case of demonic possession? I didn't get to examine the scene for long. Akiko was in a rush to contain the area, and it was a pretty open and shut case.
Theoretically?
The markings on Grace were strange, though. In what way? Henry's other victim, his mother, had the same sigils scorched into her skin as Henry. Grace had those sigils, but they weren't scorched. They looked like they had been carved with a blade. The demon inside Henry burns with a cosmic fire, and Henry's victims received the same branding. So if he killed the council, they'd all carry the sigils? I'm sorry, guys, excuse me. Depends on how he did it. I don't have a lot of evidence to support this, but I expect the sigils to only be scorched on victims he had sustained close contact with. A cut and run probably wouldn't do it, but a strangulation would. I should mention that I would expect the inhibitors to prevent him or limit the scorching of those sigils into victims. So why were Grace's sigils cut into her? I wrote it off to the madness of demonic possession. We don't know a whole lot about this kind of thing, so I figured he carved them himself as some kind of ritual. I can't say for sure, though. Thanks for your help, Doc. So, okay. Here is... not a paradox, but a contradiction. So Doomjazz contradicted the report about Grace's murder. He said the sigils had been carved into her body with a blade. The sigils that appear on Henry and his victims are seared into them by demonic heat from the demon within Henry. Right. And he tried to strangle her, right? Which is how she died. Through strangulation. So, something don't add up here. Do you see the architect last night? She said at the crisis meeting that she was at Witness's apartment. Witness can probably tell you more. Okay. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? I was in my clinic all night and didn't see him. Lydia should have been in contact with Yuri, though. Alright. So that's that. I'm guessing I need pyramid. So there's still a way for us to get to like a pyramid, like that pyramid, I guess. But we need the pyramid upgrade, which we don't. We only have the Cosmos upgrade. Oh, and we still need to find one more jewel, don't we? Do I seen this?
Scene investigation.
No, I have not. Okay, so Dr. Doomjazz Clinic. Vampiric murder report. Confidential report about victims on vampiric attacks. Huh, okay. This is a classified report about vampiric murders on the island.
Sure.
5 victims killed by what appeared to be a vampire.
Got it.
The last victim was found on the beach, and was the only one to have any trace of the perpetrator's saliva on them.
The truth is revealed.
The perp was ID'd and arrested by the marshals. A citizen.
Sure.
The cause of vampirism was unknown. Huh. So is that gonna... No, no questions. So... This is some nice music.
Halt!
I think this was Carmelina, if I'm not
What do you
mistaken.
want, freak?
Let me in. Exactly the same as last time, to speak with Carmelina.
Are you still investigating?
Yeah. Henry Division has been caught. Do we have to go through this every time? Just take me in to see Carmelina.
Architect Carmelina Island.
Let's hang out. Can I ask you something, Architect? How can I help Lady Love Dies?
Got it.
This island has an air of quietude.
Craft is its own reward.
Indeed it does. There is a balance here. Where does the balance come from? Positioning a function creates form. What? Positioning a function creates form. I'll pretend like I know what that means. The functions of the island are arranged as a diamond on a compass. Everything has a place, only it can have. You place function over form?
Believe what you want.
It is a folly to prioritize form over function. Without function, a design is worthless. An architect that is scared of function and tries to hide it away is a coward with narrow tastes. How do you mean? It is not happenstance that I choose to expose the workings of the island. For example, electricity meters on the side of buildings are not hidden in a more form-fitting hatch or closet. They are exposed and allow us to appreciate their function. If we can find function visually appealing, we have grown.
We have achieved perfection.
The circumstances you find yourself in are, of course, terrible. But I do hope you enjoy your time exploring the island. Thank you for your time.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Investigator, can we discuss something of a delicate nature? Sure. You have something you want to tell me?
I beg your pardon?
I don't know if this is relevant, but I will disclose it. At midnight, Witness was fiddling with his phone.
Got it.
Did you see what he was doing? I didn't.
I don't like this.
Midnight was when the council was murdered. We were in the middle of conversation. He abruptly took out his phone and started using it. He was tapping at it for a few seconds. Did he step out of the room?
I beg your pardon?
No. Why do you ask?
Don't test me.
That means he wasn't making a call. Or if he was, it wasn't one that was answered.
The investigator is here.
Did he say what it was about? No. He acted like nothing happened. So Carmelina told me that Witness interrupted a conversation to use his phone at midnight. He didn't step out of the room, so if he was making a call, it wasn't answered. Okay, thanks, architects. Alright, so do you feel you aren't being rewarded for your hard work?
What?
What do you mean by that?
Sure.
I've heard that there's a suspicion that you feel aggrieved by all your hard work building the islands, not being rewarded with a seat on the council.
Craft is its own reward.
I do not require a reward for my craft. Craft is its own reward.
Do your job.
Are you trying to build a motive for me?
I was born to investigate.
That's my job. You're going down the wrong path. Titles and power aren't my desires. Okay, why did you go to Henry's exorcism?
Craft is its own reward.
I have an acute interest in preventing the islands from succumbing to demonic corruption. It is rare to be able to see the effects of a possession firsthand. Fair enough. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? You need to speak to Yuri, investigator. He was Lydia's handler last night. Okay. So might as well go talk to Yuri. He's right there. You're just looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
You know it.
Let's hang out. Got time to chat? What do you want, freak? What kind of music do you like, Yuri? Good, a properly addressed question. Why do you want to know?
I'm glad to be back.
I want to get to know you. Have you been drinking, freak? Do you have any interests?
Insufferable.
I do enjoy some music. Classical. Music that improves your mind. Studies show that the impact of listening to classical music only lasts for 10 minutes. There aren't any long-term effects.
Don't be naive.
Quite. Goodbye, freak. Goodbye, Yuri. See, we're getting to know each other. We're getting along. Alright. Enchanted Blue is secured by god hunters in the real world. She's in the pyramids, hidden in the caverns in the Sahara. The Syndicate exists to resurrect the gods. How can we sit idly by when a goddess is in the hands of the enemy?
Ooh, the investigator is here.
Retrieving her would be a suicide mission. You're familiar with deception by gods, right?
What business is it of yours?
Like you, the disgraced freak? I haven't been deceived. That's a crime. Future counselors can't commit crimes, can we? How did you go through such a big transformation? Enchanted Blue blesses those she deceives with physical perfection. That was a long-ass laugh. You're saying I'm perfect, freak? You like what you see? I'll flatter him. Maybe kind of get on his good graces. It's nice to see someone good-looking after all this time. I bet it is. Exile must have been lonely.
Don't be snide with me.
I'll admit that I've caught the attention of my goddess, but I'm strong enough to not be deceived.
That's weird.
So even though you haven't been deceived, she blessed you?
You've got nothing on me.
Obviously, I stood out from the crowd. You can understand why. Uh-huh. I've scanned your phone. You can have it back now.
Freak.
Believe me now, freak? My job isn't to believe. I need proof. And now you have proof.
The truth is revealed.
There's a 10-minute period where your phone went dark. Your alibi is a whole.
Sure.
Lydia told me she lost contact with you last night during this 10-minute window. She tried to contact you while she was waiting at the Paradise Gates just before the murder.
Huh?
And? I'll suspect them.
Why?
Were you in the council building? You didn't want to be contacted?
Nonsense.
Of course not.
So pathetic.
The reality folding drive might have disrupted the communications. So Yuri thinks that the reality folding drive disrupted the communications, which is why Lydia couldn't contact him. At the end of an island, the folding drive does a final burst of power does a final burst to power both islands during the transition. The radiation sometimes causes localized areas of communication and electrical interference.
That's weird.
That seems convenient.
What are you talking about?
What do you want me to say? Okay. Your job is to direct Lydia when she moves us to the next island, right?
Freak.
What do you want now?
Got it.
What did you direct her to do right before the council murder? I asked her to take her husband Sam off the island. The end of island party was over and his bar could be shut down. Sir Yuri said that the last instruction he gave to Lydia was to take Sam to the next island via the Paradise Gates. He contacted her at approximately 23:40, so 11:40. What time was this? About 23:40. Okay. And what do you know about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? Absolutely nothing, investigator. May you see through a million eyes. That's creepy. Very, very creepy. Alright, what have we got? Okay, you know what? Let's go talk to Crimson Acid. Nothing here? So we'll talk to Crimson Acid, then we'll go down there again and talk to Kiko and Henry. Sup, Crimson? Long time no see.
Crimson acid.
Starlight upgrades. How can I help, lady? Oh, Starlight skins. You selling any skins for Starlight?
Nice doing business.
Sure am.
with you.
One skin for each crystal. No. I don't care about the skins. So let's hang out first. Got time for a chat? What are you planning to do with your amassed wealth? Trade is good. You're carrying a lot of blood diamonds.
Thank you.
Blood crystals. I don't know why I'm calling them blood diamonds. They're blood crystals. A quiet life. That's why I'm down here, away from the tower. Not the greatest fan of people.
Good.
Having a big chunk of change allows you to live your life in peace. You're still an idol. You still have a job to do. We all have our crosses to bear. Have you tried that new beer I'm on the can of? It's good.
I'm glad to be back.
I bought a can. Last one on the island. There's a competition to win a date with me with a winning ring pull. Anyone win?
Thank you.
I'll let you into a little secret. There are no winning ring pulls. I know certain things about Dead Nebula Company. I told the CEO that I know these things and she made the winning ring pull disappear. I'm not a prize to be passed around.
Sorry.
I dread to think what your file on me looks like. I know all sorts, but there's always more to learn. Ooh. Learn about me. Maybe you can learn more about me one day.
Don't be coy.
Don't be a tease. Be seeing you, lady. Alright. So. Jeez, we got a lot. But I think for a lot of these we have to pay. Okay. So.
The investigator is here.
Yuri's got some things to say
I
about
have
you.
my way.
I bet he does. He is my biggest fan. He says you want to be a soldier again. Says you want to be in the Marshals. How'd you two start talking about that?
Sure.
Asking around about motives?
That's strange.
Anything that's enough to be my motive? That I'd kill the council just to try and get to be a marshal? Are you denying it?
Ish.
No, it's true, lady. Oh, sorry. No, it's true. Lady, do you really think that's a motive for mass murder? No, not really. To be a marshal? It sounds tenuous to me. I'm glad you said that. I was dreading the snakes getting to you. It's no secret I want out of a life forced on me. I would love to be a soldier again. It has to be done the right way, though. Not through mass murder. Okay. So, why would Akiko kill the council?
Business is business.
Secrets aren't free. Spend 2 of your blood crystals. You know what? Sure. I haven't really looked or anything like that to see if Crimson Acid gives like actual hints that you can find on your own or not. I don't care anymore. Let's just do it. Deal.
Thank you.
Good crystals. Minimal imperfections.
Don't be coy.
Akiko is a soldier through and through. She's also their leader. They're the only family she's ever wanted.
We're in a dark time.
The Marshals aren't syndicate, though. They're citizens. A security measure by Montserrat. They don't have our immortality, and they don't get moved between islands. That makes them expendable, too. Precisely.
Thank you.
Akiko has endured a millennia of sadness watching her troops die or get left behind. She wants them in the syndicate. Get them gene therapied up and create a battalion of immortal soldiers. End her heartache. She has mentioned the syndicate to try and get her marshals inducted. Been refused every time. She's hurting, and she's angry. So Kiko is devoted to her troops. The marshals are not part of the syndicate and perish at the end of every island. Kiko is consumed by perpetual grief. Is there some way she can end this cycle and get her troops to move between islands? So what does she get for murdering the council? She won't be prompted to a position... Sorry, she won't be promoted to a position where she can change the rules and keep her marshals alive between islands. She'd use a murder to scare the new council. The Untouchables became touched by the hands of death. She can argue for increased militarization on the next island. Scapegoated on a citizen and panic the next council into creating martial law with troops inducted into the syndicate.
The investigator is here.
Use loyal troops rather than expendable troops. That's actually a pretty good motive. Precisely. Montserrat was always scared of immortal soldiers having dangerous thoughts and leading a coup.
I have my way.
If Akiko did this, she proves that the threat isn't from the marshals.
Sure.
Got any proof? Sure do. I pulled this from the Moon database. You never know when something like this will come in useful. So, motion tabled to the council. Grand Marshal Akiko 14 formally requests that the God Justice Marshals are inducted into the syndicate. Motion was declined. Unanimous vote. Okay, thanks. Lady, here's more. I haven't got proof, so I'm not charging you for what I'm about to say. Akiko falls in love with her troops. That's why she hurts so much. She's had a string of relationships throughout the islands.
What the hell?
Is there someone special on this island? Captain Both. He's the highest-ranking marshal under Akiko. Captain Both was one of the Holy Seal marshals murdered last night. He and Akiko were in an illicit relationship. The highest-ranking marshals are chosen to guard the council during the birth of a new island.
That's strange.
So he was murdered last night.
Honey.
Looks that way. So if her lovers are dying when the island ends, her motive is to kill the council to push her agenda through, get her marshals into the syndicate, and make them immortal.
Got it.
That's a pretty big bet to make.
Business is business.
I agree. Something doesn't add up.
Got it.
I'm not convinced Voth died last night.
Who knows?
Don't tease, lady. That sounds like a secret. Don't secrets have costs?
That's strange.
I'll refund you for our earlier transaction. Sure,
Oh,
deal.
I'm glad to be
It's a
back.
deal. Taking my first steps into the secret trading industry.
Good work.
Pleasure doing business. Thanks. The dead marshals outside the council building aren't marshals. The blood does not match.
Secrets breed mysteries.
So where are the real marshals? Working on it. If you want to enter the Viper's Nest, you could try the barracks. If I was a marshal looking to lay low, I'd be in there. They don't let anyone in.
The investigator is here.
I'll see what I can find out.
Those crystals obtained.
Okay. Let's talk about Carmelina's motive. So, why would Carmelina want to kill the council?
Good work.
Carmelina isn't allowed on the council. The Silence family were barred from ever being on the council. We know this. You remember her father's crime, right? Romeo's fall from grace?
Ooh.
He was deceived by cosmic deceit. Bingo. Cosmic deceit deceived him with promises of power. Standard stuff. Cosmic deceit wanted Romeo to sacrifice carrying grudge in a ritual. That would give cosmic deceit enough power to resurrect.
Hey.
Resurrecting the gods is our mission, but not at the expense of deceptions and sacrificing other gods.
Don't be coy.
Romeo was stopped before he could go through with it. His punishment was execution, and the rest of his family being barred from a council seat for eternity. Yeah, the Silence family were barred from ever being on the council as part of his punishment. We know this. So, let's too confused.
That's strange.
The ruling still stands. Carmelina's on the throne right now. Judge thinks they made the right call. It's a temporary situation. She's the highest rank outside of the council, and we're about to move to a new perfect island that Carmelina designed. This transition to our eternal home needs to go right, and she's best placed to get us through it. Has Carmelina protested the ruling in the past? She submitted motions to have the ruling overturned and to get on the council. All have been denied, though. Can I see these
I
motions?
have my way.
Of course, I pulled them from the Moon database. So we knew this already, though. Nothing new here. But she denied having interest in the council. She's like, it's all that. She's like, that's not what interests me. Like, the power of that doesn't interest me. Like, the creativity and art is what interests her. But it looks like she is requested. So Architect Carmelina formally requests a seat on the council in light of her continued work and benefit to the syndicate. She acknowledges the crime of her father, but humbly asks the council to reconsider. Motion was declined. So, was she lying? I'll give you a little extra for free. I don't know if this helps with anything, though. Hit me. About 25 years ago, Carmelina went into isolation for a year. No one saw her. Any idea why?
Secrets are dangerous.
She said it was for work. She had a new project and didn't want to be disturbed. Nothing ever came of it, though. We were never shown the fruits of her labor. Why do you think this matters? You know, when you get a bad feeling and it festers, maybe I just need to say it out loud. Maybe it means something. I'll see what I can find. So let's show the photo first. Why does Doomjazz have a photo of Akiko?
Business is booming.
Gotta pay, lady. Sure. He was in a relationship. He still loves her. Yeah, I mean, we know. It didn't work out. She can't relate to people who aren't soldiers, and he can't keep his dick in his pants. Personal experience? You're one to talk. Okay. So why would Doomjazz kill the council? Got the cash to pay for a secret? This is a big one. Syndicate's origins aren't what they seem. Sure.
Thank you.
He knows the original secret.
Thank you.
Before the first island during the Great Betrayal, Montserrat made a mistake that got Doomjazz's father killed. This is before you joined up with the Syndicate. He was our original military general. A legendary soldier. I'd always heard rumors about him before I joined the Syndicate. There weren't many humans the gods feared, but he was one of them. When the Syndicate fled to the first island, Montserrat made a stupid call to investigate a tomb that was supposed to contain a heavenly weapon. He was wrong. There was nothing there. Doomjazz's father attempted to hold off the pursuing armies during Montserrat's folly. It was too much. Our pursuers broke through and killed half of the Syndicate before we got away.
Who knows?
The incident was struck from history, but some of the existing council members know about it.
Good.
Ice Kiwami likes to talk when he's had a drink, and Doomjazz was his closest friend. He let the secret slip. Really?
Nanny the hell?
So Doomjazz has learned that Montserrat is responsible for his father's death. Montserrat was planning an operation that was a repeat of that incident, but this time Akiko is in harm's way. Is his love for Akiko enough to kill the council to prevent her suicide mission? Was? Ice Kiwami had some skeletons in his closet. He got found out. The next island was going to be a bad time for him. He took his own life a few years ago.
I have a bad feeling about this.
It's rare for Syndicate members to take their own life. Unheard of for council members. Secret for another time.
Secrets breed mysteries.
Montserrat was planning on doing a similar operation that got Doomjazz's father killed. A suicide mission for Akiko. Doomjazz found out. So we'd kill the council to protect her? Wouldn't you kill a bureaucrat to save the person you love? Okay, the day breaks. What do you know about Lydia and
Good
Sam?
work.
I know about their last job.
What the hell?
What last job?
Don't be coy.
Back in the day, Lydia told you that after she met Sam, they left the world of assassination for good, right? It isn't that easy. Once you're in that world, you're bound to it until you fulfill all of your duties. An assassin is the most effective tool in the world. All tools have owners. In order to leave their old life behind, Lydia's former master had her do one last job.
Weird.
She had to destabilize the government in Europe. Several dead officials allowed for a regime change. Why didn't she tell me this? We've been friends for millennia. She's ashamed. They vowed to end the killing. Sam helped her do the job. They were in it together. It's not as romantic as the story they told everyone, is it? Always be suspicious of romantic stories, lady. Life doesn't work like that.
Don't test me.
So Crimson told me about the last job that Sam and Lydia had to do before leaving their life of assassination. They helped to topple a government and incite a regime change. Sounds familiar. Is this what the council murder is? A regime change?
Thank you.
Who could say? Was it revenge? A crime of fashion? A regime change? You've got some investigating to do. Do you know why Witness would want to kill the council?
Business is business. Good work.
I know Witness was growing to despise Montserrat.
I have my ways.
Montserrat was tightening his grip on us all. Montserrat was giving into paranoia, worried about his precious perfect island.
Secrets breed mysteries.
History was repeating. The island was shrouded in fear. We'd all grown complacent and happy in our freedoms. Montserrat had always been building towards a perfect island and a perfect syndicate. As you know, Syndicate was formed with the goal of resurrecting our gods. 24 islands in and we weren't doing a good job. Almost all the pyramids out in the ocean sit empty. Montserrat didn't care, though. He decided that that was step 2. Okay, so step 1 was the Syndicate? Our efforts have always been divided between resurrecting the gods and improving the islands. If Montserrat could make the Syndicate perfect, we could give our full attention to the gods. Why wouldn't Witness want to go along with that? You've been gone a while. Montserrat changed. So did Witness. Witness didn't trust Montserrat. At all.
Sure.
Has Witness been deceived by a god? Not that I'm aware of. I've never had that suspicion. I think this is just some self-radicalization.
Don't be coy.
He slipped further and further into worship and fear of the astral masters. You don't need to be deceived into being a servant when you've got a healthy dose of the end of times fear in you. So Witness murders the council to put the fear of the gods into them and refocuses the Syndicate on our holy mission. I'm not saying that's what happened, but if you want to pin a motive on Witness, it's what I'd go with. I mean, that's a little... Witness was infuriated with Montserrat focusing on the Syndicate and not the gods. He believes we're heading towards the end times. Did he kill the council to galvanize the Syndicate into religious fervor? Seems like a bit of a stretch to me. Witness believes we're heading for the end times. Witness has become a religious nut
Strange.
that burns with the fire of righteousness. He has begun to proclaim that the end is coming. The Syndicate are not holy enough, and more needs to be done to resurrect the gods. How can we have end times if our gods are dead or dormant? Only a handful of gods came to Earth. The rest of them are out there. The gods are self-serving morons. They've never looked out for their own kind.
Doesn't add up.
Take it up with Witness. I have no time for religious debates. Okay, so Witness... Did you see Witness last night? I heard Carmelina went to visit him. You should speak to her. Any idea how he could track down a phone number?
Nice doing business with you.
I have my ways. I can run a search for you. There's a service charge, of course. Sure. Thanks, lady. What's the number? That. Let's see. Nothing. That number isn't registered to a phone on the island. You sure? Unregistered phones. Are there unregistered phones? No. Masahiro controls the phone output. Everything is registered. I have a backdoor into their system so I can scope the numbers. Is there anything else that could have a number attached to it? Not a clue. You're going to need to go looking. Okay, so Yuri last night. Do you see Yuri? Yuri handles Lydia on the island on the night of an... Yuri handles Lydia on the last night of an island. You should speak to her. Did you experience a comms blackout last night? From the reality folding drive burst? Not down here. Those are very rare, lady. If he's using that as an alibi, you need to be skeptical. Or septical. So can you tell me anything about the marshals stationed at the first seal? Already told you. One of the guards was Voth, Akiko's lover. Akiko must be pretty upset.
That's weird.
You haven't heard anything strange about the marshals on the night?
Thank you.
Things take a little while to flow downstream. Need to wait for loose lips. Do you know anything about One Last Kiss? Is that her name? She's good at hiding herself, but I've seen her.
The investigator is here.
Do you know who she is? I figure some kind of spirit. I don't know who she was in her former life, though. What do you know about the murder of Grace Bloodlines? Ah, that makes sense.
Business is booming.
I've got something good. Are you buying? Sure. Ooh, nice crystals.
Don't be coy.
Do you think it's strange that Carmelina went to the exorcism?
Sure.
Seems like a dangerous situation for the architect. Very. There was a reason, though. Some syndicate members use encryption and messages to each other. There's a lot of politics and scheming on the islands, after all. I monitor any communications that I can. The network traffic is mostly boring, but sometimes someone forgets to encrypt something. While Carmelina was heading to Henry's apartment with Grace, she messaged Akiko and told her to step out of the room while Grace was doing the exorcism. Her so-called lapse in procedure was planned? Sure was, lady. Sounds like a plot to me. How do you know this? Like, I know she just said it, but it's like... Did she literally just text, like, get out of the room? Leave Grace alone?
Don't test me.
My work is never done.
The investigator is here.
Have you got a copy of this message? Uh-huh. They realized the mistake and scrubbed their phones afterwards, so don't expect to be able to confirm this with their phones. So leave her alone with them. Besides, it was 10 years ago. Everyone got a Masahiro upgrade since then. Interesting. Did you see the Grand Marshal last night?
Good work.
I didn't see Akiko last night. You should speak to her. Did you see the architect last night?
Thank you.
I heard she was hanging around with Witness last night. You should ask her. Seems odd. Did you see the doctor last night?
Thank you.
I know something is about his clinic, but won't charge you. Find the back door. Yeah, thanks. Is there anything else you can tell me about Henry's movements last
I
night?
have my ways.
I got nothing more than what Akiko says. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? Lydia should have been doing her fairy woman duties. The log at the gate should confirm something about that. What do you know about the second Holy Seal? Only what I told you before. I got the key, but I don't know what's behind the seal, or... Sorry, I got the key, but I don't know what's behind the seal is, or what the secret is. What? I don't know what's behind the seal or what the secret is, I guess is what they meant to say. What do you know about the escape last night? Secrets about that haven't worked their way to me about Henry's escape. If you think there's more to it, then there seems to be. Sorry, guys. If you think there's more to it, then there might be physical evidence near the scene. Okay. If what the report says is true, the only way to the council building is through the Syndicate HQ. If he went through there, he'd have been logged. Check the Nightmare computer logs. And what do you know about Henry's demonic possession 10 years ago? Henry's possession worries me. Nothing has surfaced about it. It's either as they say, or someone is keeping it a secret. How did he get the knowledge to communicate with the gods? The library in the HQ is full of forbidden grimoires. Alright. Very, very, very fruitful conversation. Yeah.
Game saved.
So I'm going to call it there for this session, for this episode. These past few episodes, like, so much new information is being thrown our way about everyone. It's like, at first it was like, oh, this person kind of seems sus, or this person may have a motive that they would act on. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open. It's like everyone is literally a suspect for like 16 different reasons. And all of them had motive and opportunity. Except for Henry. There's no way in goddamn hell that Henry is guilty. There's no fucking way. I'll eat this fucking controller if Henry is actually guilty. I'm claiming it now. Out of like the 20 different characters, well, not 20, but like 10 different characters, Henry is like the least suspect. But anyways, we'll find out. We got a lot of backtracking to do. We still got to look at the logs by the gates. Still got to find that last crystal, that ruby or whatever, and see what that thing is that opens. It could just be another fucking item. Who knows? But I mean, we did find an extra space helmet, you know, in the underneath some cargo, like very, you know, conspicuous area. But anyways, we'll see. Hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.